a good background of the person that we are listening to today, I believe that he's more than qualified to address everything concerning intellectual property law for Nigerian startups. And so without much ado, I would like to open the floor to Mr. Rain Louis-Kingsley Chiedozie. Thank you so much, sir.
The pleasure is all mine. Good morning, all. Thank you so much, Ernest, for the introduction, and thank you so much for this opportunity to speak on this platform. I would say that I'm very honored to be here. I'm grateful, both for the idea, the whole idea of ramen legal, and also the idea of reaching out to the other citizens across the world to be enlightened on what they should do about starting up business, what they should have at the back of their minds. This is a very beautiful innovation, and I must say kudos. So going down to what we have today. We'll be looking at protecting the value of your ideas, the essential role of intellectual property for Nigerian startups and small and medium business enterprises. So the thing is, it would be a painful thing. It would be very painful when you think of something, you create something, and then only for you to start working towards that thing, and then your neighbor Nkechi or your neighbor Amaka starts doing the same thing you're doing. Amaka will look at what you're doing and be like, this thing is going to really bring something lucrative. Or you say something, you post something, and then that thing is actually going to sell very well. And then somebody looks at it and be like, I think I should go into the same thing. You get, like, person steals your ideas. A lot of people, that's why when you look at situations like piracy and all of that, these are theft of ideas. And when somebody successfully steals your ideas and nothing is done about it, that idea doesn't have a value anymore. It's of no value to you. The moment you spend thinking to create such ideas, they go to waste because you just create it for everybody to use. So that's where intellectual property comes in. It comes in to stop people from stealing your ideas. So now that is how we couch this, protecting the value of your ideas, the essential role of intellectual property law for Nigerian startups. So we'll be looking at the following contents. The next slide. We'll be looking at the following contents. The introduction, why intellectual property law matters. The next, understanding intellectual property. The third, Nigerian legal framework for IP protection, that's intellectual property protection. The next, why Nigerian startups and SMEs need IP protection. The next, consequences of ignoring IP law in Nigeria. The next, the business value of IP protection. Practical steps to protect your IP, intellectual property, in Nigeria. You've been hearing intellectual property, don't worry. I'll come to what that means. Yes, you've been hearing intellectual property. I will come to what that means, yeah? So, common IP mistakes Nigerian SMEs and startups make. How IP law drives business growth in Nigeria. Conclusion, question and answers. Over to the next slide. All right, introduction. Why intellectual property matters. Now to the key focus. Today we will explore IP law as a powerful tool for protecting innovation and ensuring sustainable business growth, particularly in Nigeria's dynamic economy. So that's how IP law is powerful to protect your own innovation. When you have an innovation that you just brought up, how IP law will be so beneficial to help you protect that innovation, because it will be a sad man's parade when you create something, or you bring up an innovation, and only for you to see somebody else using it. So today we'll talk about how IP law protects that innovation. Yeah, and you know, when you bring up an idea and you have it protected, what follows? It ensures that your business has sustainable growth. When your idea or innovation is protected, Nkechi cannot use it, Ada cannot use it, Sabinus cannot use it. It ensures that it is protected. Then who has the right to use this thing that I spent day and night to create, me and me alone? Unless you permit another person to use it. You understand? And now that adds more value to it, because the more if you permit people, that is you will bring something now. You get, you will pay me to use something I created. You understand? We are coming to that. We are coming to that. So I'm just trying to give you a brief rundown of what we are doing today. So protecting your innovation and ensuring sustainable business growth, particularly in Nigeria's dynamic economy, this economy that we don't even know where it's going to. So yeah, so that's it. The next one, introduce the concept of property as the legal rights over the creations of. I think about something, I do that thing, and I protect that thing. As simple as that. Relevance of IP to Nigerian businesses, especially to companies, to especially as more companies embrace innovation and digital transformation. So the relevance of IP to Nigerian businesses, small startups, medium business enterprises, companies, and as they embrace digital transformation. The next slide. All right. Now let us understand what this IP law is all about. Now, IP law, we'll be looking at the various things that make up IP law. What you can think and be like, okay, this is about this. This has to do with IP law. IP law means intellectual property law. So you'll be like, this one has to do with IP law. Yes. So now, first of all, look at patents. Patents protects innovations and technical solutions. Simple modifications to something already existing will preclude it from receiving patent protection. So, for instance, okay, examples of patentable inventions include chemical compounds, computer hardware, machine, drugs, mechanical devices, and industrial processes. You get. So let's say you invent a drug that kills HIV. You invented it. You did your research, your everything. You have your, you know, the chemical compounds and everything, the way you combine each one, at each point. You understand? So you have those, you know, people in the sciences will understand better. You know, if you needed to put a gram of this, half gram of this one, that perfect combination to get that drug that cures HIV. You get both the process you went through and the drug itself. You have the patent over that drug. You get, because it is that is your ideas. That's your idea. Sorry, and you have to protect those ideas. You get, now you've gotten the idea, developed a drug that cures HIV, and then every drug will have to go through some processes of registration, NAFDAC, and all of that. You register everything, make sure that it is down. You get, so if you don't register and if you don't work on the registration and all those things, it's going to be a sad man's parade for you, because me as your best friend, I know you've developed something that cures HIV. I'll just come to you. How is it going? I will snap it. Go open one lab, develop it, take it out there, register it with the patent commission and all of that, and I sell it as mine, because you slept on your own right? You should have registered this thing. You know how sensitive it is. Register it. Yes, I have a drug that cures HIV out there. So people now invite you for seminars, all of that. When you're going for seminars, going to talk to people abroad in different countries, are you not getting the value for that idea of creating a drug that cures HIV? You're getting the value in million volts. Why? Because you know that you should protect that creation of yours because it's patentable. It's a patent. Like we earlier said, it protects inventions, you get, and technical solutions. You understand? So if you, same as creating drugs that cure different things that have never been created before. But however, if you're creating a drug that cures stomach ache, that one has already been there. They have drugs like that. So you cannot come and say, I'm the one that created this drug. Or it's only be an issue when somebody creates maybe your drug, this thing. Let's say you own Emzor, and then somebody creates, let's say Emzor stomach relief, blah, 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 which is something you're creating. That one is an issue. You understand? But if somebody goes to create Nkechi stomach, blah, 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 stomach ache relief, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, because it said simple modifications to already existing, to something already existing. Let me give a clearer example. If you know phone camera, yeah? A phone camera is 26 megapixel. You get, and you create a phone that has a camera of let's say 48 megapixel. All you did was to add more to what should be there. You get. You cannot say I created 48 megapixel. Nobody else should create 48 megapixel. Somebody else can come and create another 48 megapixel. You get, because you just modified. You get, or a hardware processor. You create a faster one, and you want to claim patent over that. Someone else can use your model and create one faster than your model. It's already existing. But HIV drug was not existing. You created it. It's something new, totally new. You understand? So now, because of our time, trademarks protects brands, logos, distinctive symbols. Trademarks. Example, Apple and Samsung logos. I'm using the one everybody is very, very familiar with. Now, looking at Apple logo, that logo at the back of, now, when people are taking pictures, even people that borrowed the phone, they will keep the phone like this. So that they are not taking the picture so that you see how good they look. They're taking the picture so that you see the iPhone they are using. Now you're seeing that logo. When you look at that logo, you'll be like, okay, now iPhone. You get, you look at the logo, you'll be like, now iPhone. Oh, now iPhone, the guy they use. This guy not big boy. You understand? So when you look at the logo, you see Samsung. Most people will see Infinix and be like, Infinix will be fun. You understand about thing, yeah? How do you tell that that thing is Infinix? From the logo, the brand, the name. You understand? Apple is, if anybody should raise phone like this, you might not know if it's iPhone 14, 15, or 16. You get, but once you look at the Apple, most people, when they use iPhone, just to think, they'll hold the phone like this so that you see Apple. And they will take picture, thinking, hard day at work. It's a very stressful day at work and thinking. They'll hold their phone like this. And then you see iPhone, somebody will not snap them. You get. So that's the same way when people buy Rolex watches, and every time they're taking picture, they will hold their hands like this, and so that you see the now the logo Rolex. You understand? So that's just the thing. Just the way people take pictures in front of Mercedes Benz. Once you see that logo, it's Benz. Say, the guy get Benzo and Benzo. You get. So that's that. And nobody, if it's not Mercedes Benz, nobody can come and create another vehicle. Maybe me, like for myself as an example, I go and meet somewhere in Aba. I can start manufacturing Benz, my own Benz. they will sue the hell out of my life, and I will pay in damages. Who am I to even go and start creating bands? You know how big that company is. It's a very big company. So, okay, I believe I've done justice to trademarks, but if you have questions, just note them down. At the end of the session, you can ask your questions. Now, copyrights. This is very interesting. It protects creative works like art, music, writing, software, etc. So let's say, okay, let's use Sabinus. Okay, I give examples. The video, if I tell you, say I love you, you get my body, my money, now your own. You know, the video in that copyright, he had his background sound, and then he had his lyrics, which he wrote down. He had his background sound, his lyrics. You understand? And then you now come. You use the same sound, use the same tone, the same pitch. Then you come. If I tell you, say I hate you, my body, my money no be your own, no, baby. You didn't say the same thing he said. He said love, he said hate. He said love, and you said hate. And you said the money and body. You said the money and body is not her own, you get. But however, you use the same sound, you use the same idea. You used like sound idea, almost like you got the inspiration from his lyrics. You get, it's an infringement. Copyright has developed to the extent that it is even protected as social media. TikTok, for instance, there are some sounds you use. All of a sudden, TikTok takes off the sound. You just see yourself. You see an empty video of you moving your mouth. Maybe you were trying to mine the sound. You get. That's the extent copyright is protected. Even the internet protects it. You go and get a funny sound and use it and mime the person, and people are liking, wow, so funny, yes. And then the person, TikTok will take it down and then tell you, if you think that we are wrong for taking it down, appeal. Then you now appeal. In your appeal, you'll be like, I am not claiming the originality to this sound. I am not the original user. I am using it just for fun and within the rules of the platform. That's how you normally put down an appeal, to show that I'm not trying to use this sound to claim that it's my own. I'm just using it because of it's there on TikTok. Because most sounds are very copyright sensitive. You understand? So when you now do that, you now see that TikTok will tell you your video, your sound has been approved or it has been allowed. You get. But if you now do stronger, I'm asking them, why will you remove this sound from my distance? They'll not even talk to you. Instead, they even block yourself, and you not even do anything. You feel sad about it. You understand? And you open another account. So then looking at Sabinus, you know that Mr. Funny, that his introduction, that his background music that he will be entering with now. Forgetting that his song, yeah. So let's say comes to your mind. That's background music. It's Sabinus. Be like, guys, they like watching Sabinus. You've not seen what he's watching. You've not heard anybody's voice, but you hear that sound. Now imagine that you hear that sound, and you now hear it's one upcoming comedian that his name is let's say Nobinus. You get, his name is Nobinus, and you hear that sound, be like, now Sabinus did that. Say, no, now one guy Nobinus like that. And you think Sabinus not do anything about it. Sabinus will sue the living hell out of that guy. The internet might not even allow that sound. You get, but most people clone their sounds in the sense that it will not be exactly the same Sabinus sound. You get, they might top the sound in the sense that it will sound like Sabinus, but not really all the, maybe Sabinus song might be ton 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 ton, there will be dun, 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 and you get something like that. So it's similar. If you hear it, be like, Sabinus don't slow down in music. Sabinus don't fast forward in music. You get. But we know the creator of this sound is Sabinus. Do not use it. If not, you go in for it. Unless it's a platform where sounds are allowed to be used, so far as you don't claim this thing, ownership. Now look at it. Do you know the more these sounds are used, the more Sabinus is gaining from that platform? You use Sabinus sound. They are now checking in the algorithms how many videos have been used by this sound. Who is the creator of this sound? They pay what do they call those things again? Royalties or honors. They pay things like that to those people. You understand? So because that sound is giving them streams on their platform. So now they pay something to the owner of that sound, or the creator, or the owner, the innovator, the person that brought that sound into their platform, the owner of the sound. You get? So who brought the sound into the world? Sabinus. He gets his royalties for that. So now next one, trade secrets. Yeah, trade secrets protects confidential business information. Looking at the close distinction of Coca-Cola and Pepsi, you cannot resign from Coca-Cola to work at Pepsi or start up something similar, Pepsi Cola or Nkechi Cola. You get? Or Messi Cola. You get? Something like that. You cannot start. You cannot. You work at this thing. Let's even use. Okay, no, I will not use Zobo. Zobo is common. Let's Coca-Cola. What they call it? Coca-Cola, Pepsi. You work at. I think Pepsi tastes better. I'm not summarizing. Coca-Cola might taste better to you. So you work at Pepsi, and Coca-Cola has been looking for that thing Pepsi uses to make this thing taste so good. You get, and then you work at Pepsi, they fire you. You now say, oh, let me go to their competitor. You go to Coca-Cola. I worked at Pepsi for how many years? They'll be like, are you serious? So you know what they? Like, yes, I know. Can you come and work for us? So imagine that there were no copyright protection. You get no copyright. IP law protects trade secrets. So, excuse me. So imagine that there was no IP law. What will happen? I'll just go to if Pepsi should fire me, I'll be like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't me after all these years. No problem. You now put score. Hello, is this the CEO of Coca-Cola? I worked at Pepsi, and I know you've been wanting to know what Pepsi uses to make their drink so fresh and so wow. You're like, are you serious? Yes, please come. I will hire you. I'll pay you whatever amount. Then he will now go to Pepsi and to Coca-Cola. When he wants to mix all those things, he will tell all of you, shift, please. Why? Because he wants to be the one in charge. Because if he teaches others what he uses to do that and the proportions in which he mixes it, he loses his own value. You get? Now he's now using another man's idea to chop. That is not going to be nice. Now, you now drink Coca-Cola. It's tasting the same as Pepsi. What's the need now? There's no difference. That means you can just come. You just pick Coca-Cola, pick Pepsi. No difference. You just do anything you want to do. You get. So that's about trade secrets. Yeah. And you cannot, even if Pepsi or if you resign from Coca-Cola and go to Pepsi, even if that one is not possible, you cannot also go and start something similar. Like you cannot cut out from Pepsi and go and start in Nkechi Cola because you're going to use the same thing Pepsi used. You get. But however, when you are on your own, your name is God's will, and you're on your own, you all of a sudden you think about it. Pepsi don't they go market, Coca-Cola don't go market. Make I start my own, maybe something cheaper, but taste the same. You now go and look at their ingredients. I mean, like, okay, you create something. You create maybe something like Pepsi, God's will be like the God's chill, God's chill, and it's exactly like Pepsi. You get, but it doesn't taste the same because you didn't work at Pepsi. You don't even know how Pepsi mixes theirs. You don't know. Pepsi will write sugar, carbonated, this one, that one, they write their ingredients, but they won't tell you how they mixed it. You understand? So when it's going to be an infringement is when you know how exactly they mixed it and then you use it and mix your own. You get, but I don't know how they mixed it. I'm God's will. I don't know how they mixed it, and I start creating mine. You get, it's nobody's business. You understand? Okay, to the next slide, please. Now, this is an example of what I'm talking about. Now we can see this Coca-Cola. Wherever you see this, even if it's on a T-shirt, you know it's not okay. Although yes, people can do most of the adulterations, but when you see Coca-Cola, something comes to your mind: the company, that brand. You get. You go for camping. You go. Let's say you go for a 1 week vacation. They organize the 1 week vacation for Nigerians, and you enter the hall. All you're seeing is all these seats. Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. The mic, the roti Coca-Cola. This thing. What comes to your mind? Coca-Cola is one of the sponsors to this event. You want to take a picture on the banner they normally put behind that big event. You now see a list of sponsors. They don't write, my name is this, I'm sponsoring this, and they just put their logos. See Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Pepsi, you get. You see the different sponsors on the wall. You now take your pictures. Once you see the logo, be like, oh, Coca-Cola is followed for people where they sponsor this thing. You get something like that. To the next slide, please. Okay, now this is a bottle of Coke. And I'm going to use this to describe everything we've been talking about, starting from patents, trademarks, design rights, trade secrets, and copyrights. Okay, now just picture this bottle because I think these write-ups here are not clear. So I'm going to explain them as we go forward. Picture this bottle, keep it in your head. We all drink Coke. I know we all drink Coke. So let's just put this in our head. As we go forward, I will explain this thing. Note the bottle cap. Note the shape of the bottle. You get, and then the writing on the body. You understand? We'll be discussing that in the next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Deductions from the previous slides using Coca-Cola as a case study. Next slide. So now, patents is what we want to look at. Patents. Now we'll use the bottle cap technology. You understand? Bottle cap technology. So innovations relating to the design and functionality of the bottle cap, such as tamper-evident features, are patent. The distinctiveness in design, that's structure, bracket, shape, and functionality tells you is Coca-Cola. For instance, let's use this, the bottle cap. When you look at the bottle cap, let's say Coca-Cola bottle cap, they write Coca-Cola. You get, and let's say there's this way their bottle cork is. That their bottle cork, there's a way it is. And then the cap, they write in Coca-Cola. You know the way Coca-Cola, they write their stuff on their bottle cap. Most times they just draw a bottle and write Coke inside. So anyhow they write it. Let's say I don't have a real cork here. I would have shown you. So now the bottle cap covers the bottle, yeah, and it has its own design, its own shape, structure, the way it's designed, the color, everything. So you now go to buy Coca-Cola tomorrow, and then you now see something different. Instead of that bottle they draw on top of their cap or that Coca-Cola they write, you get. You now see a smiling face. You get. It's a smiling face. Something like this. Just there. Be like, what happened? Are they doing any promo or any adverts? Be like, no, this is the one. The person tells you this is the one I sell. Be like, this is the one you sell. Okay. I wanted to just price that. No, how much is it? You say, okay. It's Coca-Cola, but I say yes. What is it? You just go. Why? What comes to your head? This one they sell imitation. This is imitation. This is not the real Coca-Cola. Then you now cross over to the next shop and see the one with the logo Coca-Cola. You get, and be like, I saw something different in the other guy's shop. What's happening? I said, the woman will tell you, I don't know. This is what we sell. This is Coca-Cola now. What do you mean you saw something different? Mind you, the one you saw in that shop had the same bottle shape. Because you know people go around picking bottles, yeah? Had the same bottle shape, but on the cork, you saw something different. The design, the way they carved, maybe you know those gaps in between the bottle cork. There's a way it is carved somehow like this, like it is distinctive. When you see it, it's Coca-Cola. You get. So, and the design, the writing, the drawing, and everything, the color. Once you see it, you know it's Coca-Cola. That person was selling something entirely different. That if you take, you don't know how long you will live, or if you turn to an experiment. Well, once you drink it, you get. It tells you it's imitation. Once you see, and be like, this is not what I drink. This is not Coca-Cola. I know. You understand? So that's that for the bottle cap technology. So over to the next slide, please. Trademarks. Now, looking at the trademarks, what are we talking about? The brand name and logo. Sorry, back to the previous slide, sorry. When we are talking about patents, yeah? So imagine that somebody starts producing the same bottle cork as Coca-Cola. Nkechi, all of a sudden, or Mercy, all of a sudden, starts producing her own Nkechi Cola and then uses Coca-Cola cover as bottle cork. What do you think happens? That is big wahala. Over to the next slide. Trademarks. Now, looking at that, remembering that the bottle of Coke I showed you earlier, you saw Coca-Cola on the body. You get. Once you see Coca-Cola, even if you're sleeping and someone tells you, do you care for? I don't need to tell you the drink I'm giving you. You look at it. Oh man, no, I don't want to drink Coke. You get. But now let's look at it. Even if the name is wiped off, you get, the name is wiped off and somebody brings the bottle. You care for? Next thing you say, oh, this Coke where the body don't like this Coke that the body has gotten this bad. Are you sure it's still good? You recognize that it's Coca-Cola too. Well, I'm coming to that. That'll be in the next slides to come. Now you know these things because the brand and the logo tells you it's Coca-Cola. And do you think the brand and the logo will tell you it's you will feel you will be safe to know that it is Coca-Cola? If this brand name and logo can be used by anybody, you will not feel safe because you don't know if this Coca-Cola if they made it in Aba or if they made it in Bajulaye or Oshodi, somewhere they just backyard running, they did it there. You will not know because anybody can use it. Anybody can be Coca-Cola. But however, when you register these trademarks, that is when your name becomes a person. When you hear Coca-Cola, you're like, oh, those people, what did they try? You know it's Coca-Cola. Do you get? So now, the name Coca-Cola and its iconic logo, that's red button, they normally draw. And then the calligraphy, the way they wrote their name, Coca-Cola. You get the Coca-Cola, the name Coca-Cola, and this iconic logo are registered trademarks, just like Samsung. Phone, you know Apple, you just see that drawing at the back to know it's Apple. Samsung, you just see Samsung to know it's Samsung. You get. So now you just see Coca-Cola to know it's Coca-Cola. And they have gained that notoriety owing to the fact that they have been registered trademarks. Being registered means that nobody else can answer Coca-Cola if not Coca-Cola. And if you're caught imitating Coca-Cola, it's a criminal. It can be criminal. Depends on how the person coming at you wants to come at you. Person can come at you as a criminal matter and can decide to come at you for only damages as a civil matter. You understand? Once you're selling something that is not your own and you're claiming it's your own, is it not fraud? Section 419 of the Criminal Code criminates that and makes you, Section 419 of the Criminal Code says you are a criminal, you're a fraudster, and you go in for it. So imagine if the person is wicked. The person sues you, first of all, for in a civil matter to recover damages. After recovering damages, the person still arraigns you for theft and collecting other false pretenses under Section 419 for fraud. You understand? You're doing double. Most times people just pray that it ends at damages. So why can I sue for damages? Because I have registered my trademark. You get, I have registered my trademark and I have the license to do with it as I want. You understand? Now over to the next, please. Okay, packaging and advertising content, yeah, that's copyright. You know when I was talking about Sabinos earlier and all of that. Yes, now packaging and design content, this has to do with the advertising, including artwork, slogans, promotional videos. You get, those things are all protected by copyright. For instance, Coca-Cola, their slogan is, I can't remember, but let's use this slogan. Let's say Coca-Cola's slogan is, drink and freshen your life. You get, and then all of a sudden, Messi starts this Messi Cola, and she also wants to do her own advert, and she's like, and she uses the same chime the Coca-Cola uses. I can't remember their chime. This their music, background music. She uses the same background music, like Messi Cola, freshen your life. The same freshen your life Coca-Cola uses. Hey, she will go in for it. She will go in for it. Definitely go in for it. They can sue her to take down that advert. They'll get a court order ordering her to take down that advert, and she will take it down. And they might request for damages if they want for deceiving the public, that the public will think Messi Cola is like, let's say, a subsidiary of Coca-Cola. I'd be like, oh, Coca-Cola, they don't start one other small this thing called Messi Cola. That one are the cheaper one, and Coca-Cola get that. You get, because people, they've seen the adverts, they've seen the music is the same thing as Coca-Cola, the slogan is the same thing as Coca-Cola. So, but the name is different. They'll be like, it's Coca-Cola, it's Coca-Cola. You understand? No, yeah. So the next slide, please. I'm trying to work with time. You can write down your questions. So trade secrets, the same thing I was talking about when I talked about Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Yeah. You know, Coca-Cola's, let me just read it out. The secret recipe is a closely guarded trade secret. That their secret recipe, the proportion at which they mix all those things. If you start, what will you start now? Let's say you start Chiedozie vitamins or Messi vitamins. It's a drink. Let's say nobody has made that drink before. It's a drink. Or you start C vitamins or M vitamins. That's the name of your drink. You get, and you have this. You start this business with God's will. You get, and now God's will cuts out of your business. he works with you and he opens G vitamins. You get, or he opens G-tamins. G-tamins. He doesn't put vitamins. G-tamins, and it tastes the same thing like your own. Man, just sue the hell out of the guy. You understand? Now the next slide, please. Design rights, bottle shape. So just like we human beings, we wear clothes. Let's say you know all these models, yeah, they will have this weird way of clothing. They wear these clothes, and a designer, in this model world, they have people that when they design clothes, they design a particular clothes, yeah, they most of these designers, they register it. Now look at Gucci. You get, let's say Gucci, Gucci, you will see the name on there. Gucci, 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 everywhere. Now you now start sewing clothes and so everything Gucci, 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 Gucci. You think Gucci will not catch you? One day your cup will full and Gucci will locate you. So you're the person selling Gucci, and you know how much Gucci is. When you do a Gucci bag, buy a Gucci bag, you know how much Gucci bags are. You pay a lot for these things. So let's say you have a Gucci bag, have a Gucci cloth, have a Gucci this. You're selling. You open your own Gucci shop somewhere in Aba or somewhere in Ojota. You open it there and you're there cashing out, supplying across Nigeria. Now Gucci is now wondering, what did happen? We don't make sales anymore. They gotta investigate and find out that you're using Gucci. You're in trouble. You understand? Most people that Dolce and Gabbana. Most people you now see, instead of writing Dolce, you see want to buy a pants in Aba. Instead of seeing that Dolce and Gabbana there, you now see Ababana. You see Ababa. They will not even spell it right. You see Ababana there. You get, or Louis Vuitton. You will see Louis Vuitton. Because most times they have issues with spelling, and they write Louis Vuitton with the same design of Louis Vuitton, the L and the V, the logo. And that's an infringement. If they catch the person that did that, he will go in for it. You get. But due to the fact that Louis Vuitton cannot come down to Aba and be looking for the person, they don't even know what's going on. You get. So they don't even, most times they don't even care, because the Louis Vuitton is the Louis Vuitton. And when you see Louis Vuitton, you will still know because of the quality. Although most people are very smart to craft it in such a way that you will not even know. And they will sell it for the same price as the original Louis Vuitton. But if they are caught, you understand, they're going for it. That's the same way this bottle has a trade dress. That shape, that figure 8 that bottle has. That Coca-Cola bottle, very fine figure 8 it has. So that figure 8 that bottle has is a trade dress. You get a trade dress. You cannot shape your bottle exactly the same. You have the right to have a bottle. Now, that is where you look at, I don't know if you guys can remember Mountain Dew back then. Mountain Dew, Sprite, and 7-Up. Look at their bottles. They're not the same. You understand? Mountain Dew, Sprite, and 7-Up. They taste similar. Lemon lime mixture. They taste similar, but they are not the same. The bottles are not the same. They might look the same, but not the same. Sprite has dots. The bottle has dots. You get. 7-Up is just there. The Mountain Dew, this thing is longer before it comes to the body. You get. So the only way you can start producing something like Mountain Dew, the same bottle shape, is when Mountain Dew is out of commission. You get. You want to start business and be like, I like that Mountain Dew design. I bet help me investigate. Is Mountain Dew still in the market? You notice that Mountain Dew is no longer functioning. And for you to justify that, they must have been out of commission for a number of years. Because then you now check it, okay, they're not working again. Then you now say, let me just try and start. Let me see if they will come for me. You give it a try. Mountain Dew does not say anything because they're not there. It's not like you start with Mountain Dew. Maybe Schweppes. Start with Schweppes. Maybe you're the owner of Schweppes. You're a person that sells Schweppes. And you want your bottle to be like Mountain Dew. You get. You will sell. You understand? Because Mountain Dew is out of commission. That is an exceptional circumstance. So yeah, the distinctive contour bottle design is protected as a trade dress. IP law protects that. So this unique shape helps consumers instantly recognize Coke, distinguishing it from other beverages. Once they see that bottle is Coke, once they see this bottle is 7 Up, you can use wrapper, tie the bottle, or use tape, tie the bottle. Say, guy, which bottle be this? Now look at it. Now Coke be this. You get something like that. They can tell from the bottle shape. That's why you see most people playing games of touch the bottle and tell me they drink. They'll close their eyes, touch. Fanta, Coke, Sprite, you get. So that's all about that. Next slide, please. So now looking at the legal framework, all these things we are saying is not it's protected by certain laws and acts. You get. So when it's on the federal level, it's an act. When it's state level laws. So that's the topic for another day. So now, Patents and Designs Act protects patents. Understand? So example, section 1, the requirements for your work to qualify as a patentable innovation. Then section 5, process for the application. In the act, it tells you how to go about it, and you need the help of an expert to do that. Now, Trademarks Act is for trademarks. Copyright Act is for copyright. It tells you how to go about. They tell you how to go about it, and they protect you whenever you're bringing an action against someone. You look at this act and the Criminal Act and other acts that will help you get the justice of your case. That will be a work for your lawyer. You understand? Over to the next slide. Okay, why startups and SMEs need IP protection? SMEs are small and medium business enterprises. So why they need IP protection? I read. Intellectual property rights are not just for large corporations. Don't make that mistake. Don't say it's for big companies. It's for Dangote and all of that. It's not for, because you might be, it's actually bad to look down on yourself. If you see yourself as a small person, you keep being small. Because if you see yourself as somebody that's going somewhere, as a startup, small, medium business enterprise, you're starting. And then you have this idea that it's not out there. And then you put it out there and you be like, make I cash out. You want to cash out when you've not legally secured your right to cash out. So while you are dulling, somebody else will help you legally secure that your right to cash out and cash out. You understand? So that's the thing. So for example, you buy a land, and then the seller sells that land to somebody else. This is an example out of context. Then the seller sells that land to somebody else too. And then the second buyer goes to the land registry to register the land. Why you're gallivanting and you're boasting, I've got 4 plots of land at Omagwa in Port Harcourt, or I got 4 plots of land in Aba. You understand? And then you want to enter the land, you see somebody else is fencing it. You be like, who are you? Get out of my property. Person say, I bought this land. And then you guys go to court. What court looks at is who is legally recognized as the owner. For you to have just a receipt, yes, you paid, but you have not registered that land. Then the second buyer, innocent buyer that didn't know. If he knew that it was so, that's another story. But if he does not know, he bought it, started developing, and he registered. That's to show that he's the legal owner. So you that has not registered, you still have a receipt. All you do is to sue the person you bought it from to recover your money. Now, this is the benefit of still registering your trademark or whatever that you all these things we've talked about that IP law protects. It is left for you to register all those things. Your patent, trademark, trade dress, you register even your bottle shape. When you're registering all these things, you register everything. It's not because of you register Coca-Cola, okay, don't copy my bottle shape, or I've registered my Coca-Cola. No. You register everything. Your design, you register everything. Most times they might even tell you to register the color, but most times the bottle shape covers for the color. You register all these things, and then that is what we call branding. When people ask you, is your product a brand name? A brand name. You just answer, yes, a brand name. Because you think you've registered at CAC, you registered a business name at CAC. Therefore, anything you do, it's okay. No, it needs to be like properly branded. The shape, the color, everything, all those things, and you register it in different classes. That's a deeper part. But I'm just telling you that if you do not register, you know that slogan is for the streets. It's for the streets to use. You've made something for the streets. All of us will chop from it. All of us will eat from it. You get. So that's it. So now it's not just for large corporations. Now you should note the following. This is why Nigerian startup and businesses, SMEs, they need IP protection. Number one, brand protection. Safeguarding brand identity with trademark builds customer trust and market presence. You get. So Section 5 of the Trademark Act, a trademark is any sign capable of distinguishing the goods or services of one enterprise from the others. That is how you are able to tell Coke from Pepsi. Registering your brand, you protect it. That is how you're able to tell Coke from Pepsi to make to Messi Cola to whatever from also Arusi. You get one? There's one they call Arusi. You get. So all these things. When you see Arusi, you know. Coke, you know. Pepsi, you know. Messi Cola, you know. All these ones. You now choose the one you want to drink. Maybe Coke is too sugary. You have to go for Pepsi. That is so nice when it's chilled. Then you have to go for Messi Cola that tastes like Coke, but somehow tastes like chocolate and milk inside. You get. So it's just about your choice, how you want it to be. You understand? So it protects your brand. If you register your trademark, your patent, all these things, protect your brand, and it builds customer trust. You get. Let's say you're just upcoming, and someone goes online to search you, person not see you there, and person has not met you before. You're dealing online. You guys have been dealing over phone calls. Say, yes, I'm a new business in Nigeria, and this I am. Let's say you're the person that started Coca-Cola. You say, I'm Coca-Cola. I do this, I deliver this, I do. Person go and browse. You know, it doesn't say anything about you. Person won't trust you. You understand? Or let's say you're Messi Cola, and you've done all this thing. You registered and you've done your trademark registration, everything. Put it, documented it, and all of that at the trademark registry. You've done everything, and then the person keep seeing your product in the market. They design everything. Be like, oh, Messi Cola. You've not taken it. Wow, it's nice. Take it. Because you have your own branding, your brand name, everything is there. You get. Once they see Messi Cola, they know it's Messi Cola. That's the same way if they go to market and see Coca-Cola that the bottle cork is having a smiley face. They know it's not the main one. They cross over to Mama Nkechi shop to buy the one that has the logo Coca-Cola, because they know it's this one, it's this particular one, and not the other one they saw. You understand? So it protects your brand. Once you send 50 crates out, you know that 50 crates, I'm selling it. And once people gather to buy 50 crates, and they look, the shop selling the crates, Mama Nkechi shop, she has exhausted that 50 crates. They cross over to go and buy at Obi's shop, and Obi is selling the one that has smiley face. They know it's imitation. Be like, okay, don't worry. They now go back to Mama Nkechi. Mama Nkechi, when are you restocking? Mama Nkechi will talk. Then they will come back on another day. Why? Because they trust the brand. Why do they trust the brand? Because it has been registered, and it's now distinctive from other brands that might taste similar. My dad drinks Coca-Cola. If it's not Coca-Cola, he does not drink. That's the distance. You get. When you go to market to buy Coca-Cola for your dad, if they don't have Coca-Cola, okay, now come back. When will it be available? You come back and get it on another day. You get. So that's that. So innovation should, we discussed it earlier. Patents protect unique inventions from competitors. You invent a drug that cures HIV. You get. Then your babe that you trust, she's a scientist too. Two of you are scientists. Then maybe you guys were making love. Then she now asks you, babe, how did you promise to tell me how you made all those things? How you mixed it and how you did it for the HIV. We are one. Blah 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 blah. You now say yes, I'll tell you. You get. At the end of the day, you end up telling her, how you mixed everything. You get thinking you're telling somebody that you're about to marry, only for her to secretly go and start the same thing. You can sue her for it. It's your innovation. You've registered it at the patents, blah blah blah. But imagine that you've not registered it, and then you make these professions at the bed, tell her all these things, and then she goes and registers a smart woman. Who are you? What will you say? The only thing you will say is, God will judge you. I trusted you with my heart. I trusted you from the depth of my heart. God will judge you. You're this, you're that. Don't worry. Kama will locate you. That's the only thing you say. But your invention is gone. Your innovation is gone because you failed to protect it. You understand? So that is that about that. Now, it gives you that innovation shield. It shields you from other competitors. Those people that want to find out how did they do it so that we can do our own. They cannot do their own. They cannot. Understand? They cannot do their own. At some point, you can even start selling the ideas if you want to. Sell it. Cash out. But in a normal day, would you be able to cash out if there was no IP law? No. Just beat you waiting no good and take the formula from you. You get. But once you register it, even if they beat you waiting no good and go and start it, you can go and report them and sue them. Cover your damages. You understand? That's why it's good to register. You understand? That's why the existence of IP law has done a lot to secure the protection of your values, of your ideas, thereby keeping its value. You understand? Now, we are done with innovation shield. Now, looking at look at section 1, sub 1 of the Patents and Designs Act. You get. So now, over to the next one. Okay, that innovation shield also, someone cannot still go make the same shape of Coca-Cola bottle. You get. So yeah, over to the next one. Content ownership. I'm trying to be fast because of time. This is a very interesting class. I hope you all are enjoying it. Content ownership. Content ownership. Copyright laws ensure your creative content remains yours. Do you understand? Copyright laws ensures that your creative content remains yours. See section 1 of Copyright Act. Copyright subsists in every original. One of the things about copyright is originality. If you're not the original owner, that's none of your business. Go and rest. Originality. You get. So it subsists of original, literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic work. You get. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to explain the extent to this goes here. For instance, Sabinus, you know this thing he shouts, Jesus! You know that is Jesus, that is particular Jesus, the way it sounds. You get. Let's say you start coming up and you start the same Jesus. I don't know, you know how he keeps his space and he says it's Jesus. And then you start the same Jesus and all of that, yeah? I don't know if you can hear me, if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? So you start the same Jesus with Sabinus, the way he says it's Jesus, you get. You start the same concept. Sabinus can sue you. Okay, you can hear me, all right. Sabinus can sue you. Okay, Sabinus can sue you. You can ask your questions after the class. Just note them down, please. Note them down. I'll soon be done. You can ask your questions. Thank you. So,
Mr. Rain, if I can just
yeah?
interject, if you have questions, kindly just put them on the public chat so that right when it's question and answer, we'll read from there. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, brother. Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, the copyright this thing, you cannot just go and use Sabinus. That you might be thinking it's funny. You cannot use Sabinus. Jesus! That is Jesus. I don't know how he keeps his face. That guy is very good. So he keeps his face and then he says that Jesus. then you come and start you start using your own Jesus, like that is special expression. He will sue you for it, and you go, even if it's only Jesus, that is Jesus that you use in your whole speech. Maybe at the ending, or that ending. Let's say that ending, you now do. You know that thing Sabinus does. That he always cries. Then they'll now play that, and they will now blacken this thing. You get. They'll now do, and then you now do so like this, and then you won't blow now, yeah. And then you start doing something, unless Sabinus knows number one, or maybe he decides to leave you. You get. But if you start the same concept with Sabinus, even if you don't do the whole concept, that ending part, you know, a concept, sorry, it goes chronologically from the beginning to the end. That is what makes a concept. You get. You cannot be like, I use the middle, only the middle now. You see part of my concept that you see, yes. So that you, at the end of your comedy, you now do your crying face, and then you do this thing. You have ended up copying somebody else. But this is what most people do to stay safe. When they do that, they tag Sabinus. Most people that do that, they tag Sabinus. You get. So now they are tagging Sabinus in the sense that, my brother, I just want to use you, blow. I want to use you and blow, but I have no intention of claiming that I'm you. You understand? I have no intention of claiming that I'm you, but I have to use you to blow. You get. So now looking at the next one, trade secret. We discussed that earlier. The reason why you should register your this thing with to protect its intellectual property. You also have to register your trade secrets. Yeah. Once you register your trademarks, all of that, and all of the trade dress and all of that, and everything that has to do with IP law, your trade secrets are protected. You get. Pepsi cannot copy you. They cannot copy your recipe. Coca-Cola cannot copy Pepsi. Pepsi cannot copy Coca-Cola. Fanta cannot copy Mirinda. Mirinda cannot copy Fanta. Messi Cola cannot copy David's Cola. Messi Cola cannot copy Rain's Cola. You get, because we all have our different innovations, yeah? So, yeah, that's it about trade secrets. That confidential information is kept secret, yeah. So over to the next slide. Yeah. Consequences of ignoring IP law in Nigeria. The consequences is when you ignore it, this is what happens to you. When you fail to protect your intellectual property, it can lead to serious business risk and legal liabilities. Business risk, if your business is out there, anybody can use it, is a risk and is a liability, because you are not even sure you make your full cash out. The main aim of business is to make profits. So if you do not gain while you are in the business, you will be out of the business. So now, number one, risk of infringement. Competitors can copy innovations, products, or brand if left unprotected. The next, loss of market share. Unprotected ideas or brands can be exploited by others, resulting in financial loss. You're not making what you're supposed to make because you didn't protect it. Anybody can use it. You will not make your money. Yeah, legal disputes. Without IP rights, your business may be vulnerable to lengthy and costly lawsuits. Nami starter. You go explain tire because evidence no day. That is, I don't know if you guys know that slang. Yeah, you are saying Nami starter. I started it. What's the evidence? The evidence of you now you start. I'm not saying that you register first. If you're not the first to register it, no be you starter. Do you understand? If you're not the first to register it, you're not the one that started it. The one that started it is he who has registered. You understand? So that is it. Now, damage to reputation. Lack of IP protection can harm your business credibility and investor confidence. Someone wants to invest in Coca-Cola. The person knows Coca-Cola is a brand, registered brand. You can search Coca-Cola at the Patents Commission, at the Trademarks Commission. You're seeing Coca-Cola there, it's registered. Your trust for them will increase because you know that there are people that have a trackability value. You get, and they have a reputation. You get, if something happens, you know where to locate them. You know how to get them. You can sue them. You can serve them your processes. You know their company. You get, you know they're a brand. Your trust for them will be there. That's when I'm seeing Nkechi mix or Messi Cola and all of that. And there's nothing to even locate you with. You get, there I cannot locate you. That's why most times you see, let's say you see Messi Cola when they're starting to start. You supply to ShopRite, Market Square. You get, when you supply to these places, at the end of the day, they pay you and sell they market your products on their shelves, yeah, and people buy. Let's say someone eats something from there and then has serious diarrhea and decides to sue Market Square. You understand? Market Square, we add Messi as a necessary party in that suit because now Messi supply the thing, give them. You understand? So that's the thing. Now, imagine if Market Square does not know where to find Messi. Most times they even do this thing based on the trust that they know that you're a startup brand, but you have already branded your product. If you've not branded your product, they will not have any business with you. But you're starting up, you branded your product. They'll be like, okay, let's Messi. This is what if they give damages and they say ShopRite should pay, Messi will be the one to pay. You get. But now imagine that Messi is not registered. ShopRite will not even allow you close to their shelf. They will not allow you bring anything there. You get. So that's the advantage of branding. When you brand, although you're starting, small enterprise, small as you're starting, you can write letters to business organizations that deal in beverages, malls, and all of that. They will accommodate you. You understand? Because they can trust you. Although you're starting, but you have a presence, you have a brand. Not a brand that is just in your head, a brand that you've not registered, a brand that is just out there that you've not registered. If you've not registered your brand, they will not feel the need to trust you. Understand? So, and that brings about damage to the reputation of your brand. Next slide. Okay, relevant case law. Just brush through this one. These are authorities that authorities that help you know that it's good to register your trademark. That when you register, it helps your court process go very fast. You get. So now the Court of Appeal in International Tobacco Nigeria Limited and others versus British American Tobacco Nigeria Limited and another. That the plaintiff's respondents registered mark included the gold color. The respondents were found to have registered a gold coloring pack of smoke in addition to the name mark, which posted the registration of the face turned to gold. You understand? So now, in this case, someone advertised a smoke, this thing, a different smoke altogether. You get, and that smoke, he just said, like, once you smoke it, everything turns to good. Like, you know, in imagination now, everything turns to good. That was just all he said. But now this other company that registered a good coloring pack of smoke, you get, and also the coloring pack of smoke, like that gold color and all of that, and also registered that wording of turn to good. Yeah, that name, that's like a copyright, turn to good. Yeah, they also registered it as their slogan. Someone else used it to also advertise smoke, but not actually the same thing, but the smoke had a little bit of gold color on the body. You get. So he advertised the same a smoke similar to theirs, but he used the phrase turn to good. Like when you smoke it, you turn to good. Your imaginations turn to good. So that was how these people now sued. They got judgment because number one, they registered everything. They registered the color of the pack. They registered their slogan and all of that. So you using that slogan in your own adverts is an infringement of their own copyright. So they sued and got judgment. That's that about that. So as a result, the appellants were found guilty of trademark infringement for using the term a more purposeful or better yet radical blah blah blah. This is just the rest of this thing, but we've gotten what the relevant case law is actually talking about. Now, the business value. The next slide, please. The business value of IP protection. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to run through this. You'll get the materials later and go through it. The business value of IP protection. Business value, very important. Intellectual property protection increases the value of your business and creates long-term advantages. Coca-Cola, I don't know when they started, but since then, they've been eating from the name Coca-Cola. They've been chopping. They've been making money from the name Coca-Cola. How many years, decades ago, they are still making their money. So now, these are things, these are the business value of IP protection. Increased market value. IP is an intellectual property. That's what IP means. IP is an asset that adds financial value to your business. You understand? Once you've registered, you've done all these things. It adds financial value because somebody cannot come and price Zobo. You know, you can price Zobo 15 naira. You understand? You can price Zobo 100 naira. You get. Once you enter a supermarket and you see Zobo 1,000, you be like, I beg, let me go outside and buy Zobo 200. You understand? But once you enter a supermarket and you see Messi Cola, I don't want to use Coca-Cola anymore. I want to use the ones we don't know for a startup. Let's say her name is Messi. She starts up a business, Messi Cola. You understand? You enter a supermarket and see Messi Cola, and then you check. Price tag you're seeing there is 700. You will buy it because if you go outside, it's still 700. Messi Cola is selling everywhere for 700. Messi is sitting down making her money. She's making her money. The price of her product is the same thing everywhere, 700. So she's making her money. You get. Nobody has the patent for Zobo. You get. It's just something that. So that's the thing. Increase market value. You make your money. You know, I'm going to make 5 million this week, and you know that's what you're going to make. You get. All right. Attracting investors. When you're registered, you attract investors. Yeah. Revenue generation. You can sell it. You can sell it. They say patents, copyright, and trademark can be licensed or sold to generate income. If Sabinus gives you permission to use his sound, they say, guys, see, you pay me so amount to use my sound. You pay him. He gets something from it. He generates revenue. He can even, the video can decide to sell his music to you. You get something like that. And then he can write music. The video can write music and sell it. You get. So monetization, you can monetize IP by selling, licensing, or franchising your protected assets. This is like if you create this thing for across HIV, you can sell it nonetheless. Yeah. So the next slide. Practical steps to protect your intellectual property in Nigeria. Yes. I've already said these things. Register the trademarks early. If another person registers it before you, it's gone. Who has the distant person that registered first? So you register trademarks early. If it's patent, you secure your patent on time, not when your girlfriend has already slept with you and collected your patent, and then she registers the patent before you, and you come out. She secures the patent before you come out and say, I started it. You will explain that your evidence, no day. Copyright protection. Register your creative work with the Nigerian Copyright Commission. You understand? You can read these things later. So now for trade secrets, you draft non-disclosure agreements. Not just because a person works with you, you don't. Those people working in the engine room of the company, that's the engine room, the people that make the thing, yeah, they sign non-disclosure agreements so that when they go against it, you bring that this thing, show them this is what you signed. You understand? You worked with us. This is evidence that you worked with us. Most people deny they worked with yourself. They will say you made it up. This evidence, this is your signature. You understand? So, and other things, yeah. So, over to the next slide. Common IP mistakes Nigerian make, Nigerian SMEs. These I'm talking to all of you that want to start businesses. This is the common mistakes you might make. Number one, not registering your trademarks. You think you've made it in life. I've been good tapalaya. You've made it. My idea is bad. I'm a genius. And then you don't register it. Another person will answer that genius on your behalf when they register it. Understand? Neglecting to patent inventions. You've created HIV drug. You will be telling yourself, bad though, yes, I've done it. I've done it. What nobody has done. My God is alive. And then you fail to register, secure your patent, and somebody else secured it before you. It's gone. Go to law. Then underestimating copyright protection. Failing to protect creative assets can result in significant losses. Imagine Sabinus, everybody's now Jesus on the internet. At the end of the comment, everybody will start crying. No. You keep that face. Everybody understand. Nobody will value Sabinus. You get so. Now, cutting corners with legal fees. Yeah, trying to save on legal costs by not seeking IP protection can be expensive in the long run, or trying to do it on your own without consulting expertise of a legal practitioner. Maybe you just say, I don't want to start looking for a lawyer now. It's going to cost me a lot to get, and then you end up not registering this thing. Or you want to cut corners. You can meet one registrar that works in court. I'm not trying to undermine registrars, though. Yeah, you meet someone that works in court. How will I go about this? They'll do backyard, and get something for you. And at the end of the day, when you go to more profound and detailed registration, and you start shouting, they will got to look at the one that is more detailed. You understand? Over to the next slide. How IP law drives business growth in Nigeria. IP protection is the foundation of business growth and expansion in Nigeria in the sense that it encourages innovation. Once you know that your business will be protected if you register it, you understand? People will want to create ideas. People will want to think deep and come up with something, because they know if I come up with this thing, I'll go chop from them, I will eat from it. You understand? It encourages innovation. Innovations come up here and there. You understand? It increases brand loyalty. When people see that, when they see it's Coca-Cola, it is Coca-Cola. It tastes nothing like any other thing but Coca-Cola. That's brand loyalty. What do you drink? Coca-Cola. Not Pepsi, no, Coca-Cola. You understand? Because you know how Coca-Cola tastes. And you know, why are you able to know that it's Coca-Cola? Because it has been branded properly and it has been registered. So that is that. Opens new markets. IP allows Nigerian businesses to expand regionally and globally. When you want to go to UK, maybe let's say Coca-Cola started in Nigeria, or let's say Innocent Motors, yeah, that runs here in Nigeria. He wants to go to UK and open a listing. He just needs to say, I'm Innocent Motors. The one in Nigeria shows his business. He shows them his business credentials. He just does few steps there, and he starts up, opens a branch in UK. Now here, Innocent Motors is now in UK. Okay, let me use a very common example. For instance, Christ Embassy is a church. It's in Nigeria. They have branches outside the country, all around the world. Once you see a building, Christ Embassy, wow, they've opened in Canada too. You get it. So that's it. Now, examples of Nigerian businesses that have successfully scaled through by protecting their intellectual property will be discussed in the next few slides. So that's where I go to Innocent Motors. We know that they manufacture cars and they registered all their. If you see a design, you know it's Innocent. You get. So now all these things, because of Innocent Motors has been registered and all of that, it helps protect and defend them against unfair competition. Nobody can start once you've seen Innocent Motors, you can't start Innocent Motors and start use the same logo because of Innocent is going well. You want to start your own and you're using something similar. You get. So that's what differentiates. Once you register your brand, Innocent is a registered listing. And if you read, okay, let me just read through. Business, Nigeria's first indigenous automobile manufacturing company. That's the business. Now, IP protection. Innocent's success is partly attributed to its intellectual property protection strategy. You get. The company holds patents and trademarks on its vehicles' designs, logos, and technological innovations. So their technological innovations, how Innocent Motors works, their design, the pattern, the whole thing. Once the logo, once you see, this logo, Innocent. They branded a new vehicle. Most times you see Innocent, they produce a new Jeep that you've not seen before. Innocent, they try you. How do you know it's Innocent? The logo. Why do you know it's the logo? Because the logo has been registered and is widely recognized. You understand? Then impact. Protection of IP has allowed, protecting its IP has allowed Innocent to prevent imitation. You get imitation and defend against unfair competition in Nigerian automotive industry. You get it also has increased customer trust and brand loyalty, enabling the company to expand its products and operations across Africa. You can see Innocent Motors in Ghana, South Africa. You understand, and you know it's Innocent. You get, and you cannot imitate it. If you imitate it and they catch you, you're in for it and you pay in damages. So that is that about that. Other ones, Kuli hair products is an example. I'll send a slide to you. You can read it. NS will send the slide. You all will get it. The same thing. It's just it explains how everything goes. Kuli is a Nigerian hair care brand and all of that. Then the next one is the one we know, Seaway. You cannot go if you imitate them, you go in for it. It's water. Yes, you will not be like, it's not ordinary water. Try it now. Go and start your own. Start your own. Write Seaway on anything you want to do and see if you're not going. You're going for it. Whether it's ordinary water that God gave everybody or not. Seaway. If you imitate Seaway, you're going for it. Next one is Xenos Technologies. That's a company. Is known for assembling computers and all of that. So next one is Film One Entertainment. The next slide is Film One Entertainment. We know that we know all about that. Then conclusion. This is the last part of the whole thing. Yeah, investing in intellectual property is not okay. Yes, conclusion. IP protection is a smart investment. It's a smart investment in the sense that you protecting your thing through intellectual property is a smart investment. It goes over years. You understand? Investing in intellectual property is not just about avoiding legal issues. It's about creating lasting value for your business. You create lasting value for your business. It also ensures that, that you protect the value of your ideas. Protect your ideas. Ensure your innovative solutions, products, and brand are legally secured. You understand? Number two, fuel your growth. When you use IP as a foundation for expanding your business and increasing your market value, because people tend to trust your brand when it is registered, when it is IP compliant. When your brand is IP compliant, they see that it helps expand your business. Wherever you go, you tell them, I'm Coca-Cola. Okay. They don't need to ask so much questions. They just need to know if your company seal or anything is there, or if your business seal or anything is there. That's what confirms it, yeah? So now, the examples so far demonstrate the critical role. The examples I've given so far demonstrate the critical role intellectual property protection plays in enabling Nigerian businesses to scale successfully by safeguarding their unique innovations, brands, and designs. These businesses have maintained competitive advantages, attracted investor confidence, and expanded their operations both locally and internationally. Due to the fact that you've registered, you can expand. Due to the fact that you've registered, you can attract investors, and you're confident about it because you're not even scared. They might doubt me. They cannot doubt you because you've registered. You're a brand. You're a brand, so that they will not doubt you. You understand? So it also maintains competitive advantage in the sense that you're in competition with Pepsi. Coca-Cola is competition with Pepsi, but Pepsi can never taste like Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola can never taste like Pepsi. You understand? So now the final call to action. Take steps today to safeguard your intellectual property rights to ensure your business's long-term success and growth in Nigeria's competitive market. Take steps today. The next slide. We're over to the question and answer session. Please, Ernest, you moderate the sessions and they will ask their questions while I answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rain, for that very insightful session. Um, just I'm just going to give another call. If you have any questions, kindly put them on the public chat, and then we will read them out. But as you think of your questions and you answer them, I just want to show you something very interesting um, on the Ramen Legal application that I think can help you going forward, especially if you have questions regarding intellectual property and whatever legal questions you might have. We actually have a chat assistant that can help you to answer these questions. And I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Just a minute. But anyway, while I find that, let's take the first few questions that we have here. First one comes from Arobonlo Emmanuel. I hope you can all hear me.
Yeah, yes, you can hear it.
Okay, awesome. So Emmanuel asks, how can I secure my business legally? I believe that's the question that he asked. How can I secure my business legally? And then Edikan asks, please, how much is it to register for trademark rights, I believe, in Nigeria? Okay.
Okay, is that all?
If you can address those two questions, yes.
Okay,
Now we move to the
how
other
do
questions
I,
that
the
come in.
first one is from,
It's from Emmanuel. He says, how can I secure my business legally? And
okay,
then
okay,
Edikan asks, how much to register for trademark rights?
okay. So the thing is, how do you secure your business legally? First of all, you have to register your business with the CAC. That gives you the it gives you the legal just like human beings, we are natural persons. Once you register your business, it becomes an artificial person. It becomes a person on its own. You understand? So once you register with the CAC, you go further to secure. If you're somebody into branding and all those things, you go further to secure all those okay, let's say Emmanuel, you're opening Emmanuel Wears, yeah, or Emmanuel Designs. Then your logo is ED, E, and then D inside with a very nice calligraphy. You get, and then you have this tag at the back of your shirt. You put ED, and you just register your business. You get, you're a clothing brand, and you've not registered your brand, and then your neighbor, his name is Edison. He sees your branding and you're like, I like this thing. Then you'll not be like, I would like to try this some idea. When I go back to Ghana, I'll start up the same thing. Then he has not gone back to Ghana. He leaves Port Harcourt where he met you. He goes to Lagos and he starts Edison's Designs. Then you now use E and D. And he might even add another D under, making it look so nice. Whenever you see EDD with that calligraphy, that your calligraphy, Emma, once he sees that, when people see that calligraphy and everything, mind you, Edison has gone to register, after registering his business as Edison Designs. Edison goes to trademarks registry, registers it, and registers everything, the design, the shape, and all of that. You get. So if I'm talking about Coca-Cola and all of that, you have to also go into patent and all those things. But this one is just a clothing brand. You don't need to go deep into registration. You just need to register the trademark. And then if you're running adverts, if you have any particular thing you use, maybe experience the world of beauty. If that's your thing, experience the world of beauty or shine like gold, you can register your this thing too under copyright. You get. So when you're advertising, those things you use, your background music, all those things, you register them so that whenever we hear this sound, we know it's Emmanuel Designs. That's him now. That's that guy. And then whenever you see ED, say, okay, you've not seen Emmanuel Designs. Quality. Go and get Emmanuel Designs. You understand? Then why is that? Because you registered it on that CAC and you carried your CAC incorporation documents. You carry it to trademark. Then I say, okay, this is a business. You want to brand? Okay, let us brand you. The trademark, copyright, and all those things you branded. You understand? So, if Edison, not knowing that you've registered, goes to start with the same calligraphy. You know, Coca-Cola has its own calligraphy. Forget the name Coca-Cola first. Coca-Cola is a brand name, but that calligraphy, that design, the way they wrote that Coca-Cola, is a different thing altogether. So if Edison goes to register your Emmanuel Design, then he uses your calligraphy ED, your ED, and then he adds another D under with another type of with the same calligraphy. You can sue him because that brand is deceiving. Somebody can look at the ED, that calligraphy, and be like, oh, it's Emmanuel Design, because it's confusing. But because of you've registered that this thing, it gives you the legal right. If you like, when you're suing that this design constitutes a misrepresentation to the public. Because if someone does not take a close look at that tag that he sees that has your brand in it, the person will not really know if it's Emmanuel or Edison Designs. Even if Edison has that EDD and then put something like Edison Designs on that, it does not still count. The calligraphy has been registered by you already, and it counts. And Edison will have to take down his whatever calligraphy and use that calligraphy altogether. He can just write EDD on a straight line. You get, and that helps him go about it. So over to the second question. Emmanuel is running a clothing brand. Ernest, who asked the second question? What's the name of the person?
Edikan or Edicon.
Okay, Edikan. Okay.
Yes.
Edikan is running, Emmanuel is running a clothing business, and you guys, your name starts from E here. Emmanuel is running a clothing business, then Edikan is into beverages. So the cost it will take Emmanuel to register his business, to brand his business, is, when I mean branding, I mean IP compliance. You get, IP compliance is all about registering all this trademark and all of that. You understand? So when the cost it will take Emmanuel from being IP compliant is not the cost it will take Edikan from being IP compliant, because Edikan has a lot of things to register. Emmanuel is just registering a brand. And he's registering a brand and copyright, because he will be doing adverts. Edikan is registering a brand. She's registering a trade dress, because she will actually have a trade dress unless you don't want to protect your trade dress. Maybe you feel like, okay, this shape of bottle, anybody can use it if they want to. You understand? Your bottle cap technology, all those things, your trade secrets. If you don't want somebody to copy your exact taste, maybe you have this patent in the sense that you design this special drink. Let's say Edikan vitamins, and is one of a kind, and nobody knows the exact proportion, the chemical components you put, and how you mix them. Nobody knows about it. You want to protect all these things, you have to register all of them. The trade secrets, trade dress, bottle cap technology, all those things, you have to register all those things. And then now it depends on how big your establishment is, your minimum issued share capital, all those things. That's your capital, minimum issued share capital, the capital your business is registered to start with. You get, if it's 2 million that you're starting with, if it's 5 million, if it's 500,000, you understand all those things. Whether it's a small business, company, private company, medium business, all those things affect the trademark, the IP compliance registrations. You get all those things. It affects it. So you cannot just come out and say, this is how much it costs. So for you to know how much it costs, you need to know, what business am I going to register? What business am I branding? Where are we heading to? So if it's something that has to do with clothing, you know much. If something that has to do with beverage, your lawyer will advise you. See things, and your lawyer must be well versed in IP compliance. You get see things and things you need to register. You'll be like, okay, I don't have money for this one. I don't have money for this one. He'll tell you the most important ones to register for that time, and then do the rest later on. So that is how it goes. You register the most important first, and then when you get money, you still register the remaining, so that you completely secure your brand and all of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Before I take the next question, I just want to show you briefly how this works. So when you go over to ramen.legal and you sign up on the platform, now for those of you from the ROE community, your interface might look a bit different, but then in the coming week, we'll be able to include this chat assistant to your platform so you can do this as well. So I'm just going to input a question that I might have. I'm asking it, what steps should a startup take to safeguard trade secrets? I'm just going to specify here in Nigeria. And then what it's going to show me is a breakdown of some of the things that I should know. You can take your time and go through that. But the very interesting thing that it does as well is that it adds a link to a resource that you can go into. So if it's a website this is from the nigeriabar.org. And so depending on, of course, what you're asking for, it will give you the necessary resource to go and do further research into that, and also links to where you can actually do the registration directly online. The government has some portals that you can use to register your trademarks, your copyright, and all these things online. So I think that that's a very cool resource by yourself at any point in time when you need or have any questions to ask about intellectual property or whatever legal concepts you're looking for. You can use Ramen AI to find whatever information you're looking for. Okay, so the next question is asked by Mr. Amos Stephen, and he asks, whenever an element is unregistered, can one sue by way of thought of passing off? That's from Amos Stephen. And then Adekunle Falade asks, is there a way I can trademark my professional practice as an auditor or tax practitioner?
Okay, let's start with Amos. What do you Amos? I didn't get that.
Amos asks, whenever an element is unregistered, can one sue by way of thought or of passing off? I believe.
Okay, and one sues by way of thought.
Yes.
Okay. Can one sue by way of thought?
Yes, so can one sue by way of thought of passing off?
Okay,
I'm not quite sure.
When an element is unregistered, what like element, and let me just answer how I understood the question. Element, I don't know if he's talking about let's say when your brand is not IP compliant and someone else uses it, can you sue by way of thought? So suing by way of thought now when your business is not IP compliant. Well, I think when you register, when your business is IP compliant. Did I go off?
No, we can say it, sir.
Okay. So when your business is not IP compliant, and then someone else of thought, what are you actually suing for? That's the question. You understand? If because you suing is to recover damages. So that's the thing. I don't actually get the question. Can you sue by way of thought? Are you suing for nuisance, or you're suing for? You understand? There are so many thoughts there. So he said, can you sue by way of thoughts? What was the other thing you read there? You read something else. Can you sue
Yeah,
by
so
way
I
of
said,
thoughts?
can you sue by way of thought of passing off?
Thoughts of passing off. Is he off?
Yes, off as in on or
Yeah.
off.
Okay, sir, can I explain the question?
Yeah. Explain, please.
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah. Okay, okay, sir. What I mean is that, like you made it known to us, you must register that trade element or that trade secret or that patent. So now
Okay.
I'm talking about, like, I'm specifying the thought of passing off that requires somebody to sue for wrongful use of or identity. So that one must, I'm asking whether it must also be registered or not before.
Okay. If I'm to understand you, you're saying that if someone has not registered, if you've not branded your this thing, can you still sue for thought of passing off? Is that it? You can turn on your mic.
Yes, like
Yeah.
if okay, so like if you have not branded it, but people have known you to use it, but you have not registered it.
Okay.
That
Okay.
that's what I mean.
Okay. Okay. I understand what you mean. Now I get your question. Now, because talking about thought of passing off, you're talking about that reputation and goodwill you've already established by using that product over time. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So that will help you. That is God helping you. Because if you've not registered it, and then people know that you have been using this for that this is you. One they want to talk about uh, Amos. Okay, let's say you have this shutters, this mosquito repellent, Amos snipes. Once they see Amos snipes anywhere, they know it's you. Then somebody else, because of his share, see that Amos has not registered Amos snipes, and everybody in Lagos knows Amos snipes. Then somebody in Bajulai starts Amos snipes. He registers it, everything, the trade dress, everything. He does everything. He's IP compliant. Then what you now have to do when you go to court, although it will take time, it will make the matter longer. It make it longer than somebody that has registered. Because somebody that has registered will just come, get documents from the Trademarks Commission and all of that. The document speaks for itself. The matter will not even go as long as. But you will need to call witnesses, companies you've dealt with, people you've sold to. If you've been working with, maybe your father has a connection in ShopRite and he connects you to the MD, you've been working with the MD supplying them, even though you've not registered. But due to your father's good office, he uses it to, maybe your father is a governor or something. You understand? So you've been supplying to ShopRite, you've been supplying to everyday supermarkets, you've been supplying to Crunchies, you've been supplying to different people all around this thing. You gather your witnesses. You understand? And if you registered as CAC and you did not brand your business, you can still bring up that registration as CAC. But however, it will just be like an enabling document, because when you register the business, does not mean you've even started operating it. Because you might just register so that you secure the name. So that instead we're working on the business, the previous products you sold, the expiry is manufacturing, the batch numbers, the manufacturing dates, and all of that. The expiry dates on the body of previous products you sold years ago is evidence. So you now have to lead circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial in the sense that it is not direct. If it was direct, you get all these your trademarks, document, and all of that. You get, but circumstantial evidence in the sense that you have to gather all these pieces of evidence that make it so cogent, irresistible and compelling, pointing irresistibly to the fact that you have been operating this business for a very long time. People will come up, and your lawyer has to also be good. You understand? And you can come under that thought of passing off and also secure your business. Kill two birds with one stone. Kill two birds with one stone. Yeah. So That is all about that. You get all your pieces of evidence, your documents, your old products, your people that you supply to, people that buy your products, all those things, you get them together. Come to court with them, present them in evidence, although it might take longer than somebody who has already, than someone who is IP compliant. Then for the person that's already registered it, I'll be like, this is my business. So now what the law will check is, what was the notoriety of this your business? Your business was so notorious, even if the person didn't know about it. But if your business was so notorious that anybody would know, so the fact that you, the person that registered, claims that he does not know. You get, maybe he says I stay in Abuja, I don't know this thing. What they will ask is, what's the notoriety of this business? Business is common in Lagos, Aba, Onitsha, Port Harcourt. Is reasonable enough. Is reasonable notice enough that you should know. But if the business is just common in, let's use one village for instance, let's say just Bajulaye in Lagos. You get, it's just common in Bajulaye, like you've not really gone that far. You really need a lot of evidence. So the more notorious your business is, the more the thought of passing off will come to your aid. You understand? So the notoriety of that goodwill will help you crown the misrepresentation that has been done by the other party, secure your business, and at the end of the day, get the merits of and win the case on the merits. And then after that, you go straight and register that business. Because if you still be like, I'll keep giving evidence, or I'll use this judgment, you can use the judgment easily to go and brand your product. Be like, they're giving me judgment in this case, I want to brand. You understand? But if you just want to be carrying that document every time, court has given me the listen, no need to brand. You need to still brand. If not, you'll be defending lawsuits all the time. Once people see it's registered, they just back off. You understand? So I don't know if I've answered your question, Mr. Amos.
Okay, so because of time, I think we'll probably just take this last question. Is there a way I can trademark my professional practice as an auditor or tax practitioner?
As an auditor, first off, it depends on what your business looks like. You are an auditor. What is your internet presence? How far? If you're just that auditor that I'm not talking about you that asked the question. Like, let's say, for instance, there's an auditor in Aba. All he has is that signboard in front of his office, and for people to pass by and see, okay, this person is an auditor, they will go inside. Then you don't need to really stress yourself. You're not you're not advertising anything in the internet. You're not doing anything. You're just there, just to cash out. You're in this. You just want to be the roadside auditor. You get. But when you want to go big, you're talking about having a logo. Jameson Auditors, GA. Jameson Auditors, GA, very nice calligraphy, nice design. Wherever you see Jameson Auditors online, if you see the logo, you have a website, you see everything, you'll be like, okay, this is this guy. I heard this guy is good. It's somewhere in Aba. You see all these things, yeah? So there will be a need to brand it, even though it's a professional distance, there will be a need to brand it. You have to brand, because when people don't need to see the full name, Jameson Auditors. Once they see that calligraphy, JA, no, okay, you don't know this logo. This is Jameson Auditors now. It's Jameson Auditors. No need to talk much. You get, like, that's Jameson Auditors. You don't know the guy is now, but it's doing very well. Mind you, the person didn't write Jameson Auditors there. It's just your logo they saw. So it depends on the scale at which you want to go. If you want to go wild scale, you can go ahead to brand your logo, even do advert. You get, and even copyright your slogan. Your slogan might be auditioning at auditoring at its peak, or compliance at its peak, or use a Latin word and add it and mix it with English, or mix it with Igbo, or mix it with Yoruba. That'll be your slogan. And then you register those things. Nobody can come up and use the same slogan, even if the person was playing in an advert and he says something like that. You can't take down the whole advert because you've registered all those things. So it depends on the scale you want to go. The scale you want to go will actually be the determining factor of if you're going to brand your business or not. If you just want to be that guy, as I be the guy for Fox Road, Aba, or the guy somewhere in Omaya, somewhere in Owerri, somewhere in Bajulaye, that guy at Yaba Market, that auditor, the guy they try, I go direct you go in shop. You don't have internet presence. In fact, you're not even on the map, like nothing. You understand? So it depends on the scale. But if you want to go big, yeah, you can have all those things branded, registered, even if it's a professional this thing. You have your logo, have your adverts, have everything. Even those in real estate, some real estate companies, they are actually branded. Once you see this logo and the name, you know it's this guy, and if it's not this guy, it's nobody else. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to add as well to what Mr. Rain just said. And of course, Mr. Rain, you can also correct me if I'm wrong. If you're into professional services, I also believe apart from just the logo and your branding, you can also, because Mr. Rain spoke about trade secrets. So for example, let's say you're an auditor or an auditing firm and you have a unique approach to your auditing, or let's say you have a set of criteria for auditing that's unique to you and your company. I believe that that's something that you can also probably either patent or register a trade secret on. I don't know if maybe I'll throw the question over as well to Rain. Is that something
Okay.
that can be secured?
All right. For instance, it depends on the sensitivity of the thing you're trying to secure. If it's just it is maybe a set of processes which any other person, maybe let's say asking question, number 2 we investigate, number 3 we try to be active listeners. We make sure that we focus on our clients and make sure that when they are talking, we engage them, nod our heads, eye contact, and next we make sure we investigate thoroughly and all of that. It's a list of this thing, and then another this thing firm just snaps it and copies it and uses it the same way. You can't register as such because it's kind of an idea anybody can come up with. You get, but however, when like you said, Ernest, like you said, however, when the person has gone further to maybe put it in an AI, put all these steps in an AI, this is the steps the AI will follow, just like your ramen Lego, yeah? This is the steps the AI will follow. And number 1, AI will do this. Number 2, AI will do that. Number 3, AI will do this. Number 4, AI will do that. Just those steps. And then, okay, yes, Ernest, by yourself and myself, you're the CEO of Ramen Legal. Then I go to open Rain Legal. You know, we are working together, and I already know how your AI works, and I have the blueprint of your AI, and I know this is the steps your AI will take, and I can open Rain Legal, and my AI does exactly the same thing your own does. You understand? Now you can sue me for using those steps, that the same blueprint of your own AI. 2 of us, we are auditors, or we are into this AI this thing. So, but however, I can just think of my own steps, develop my own set of steps. My AI, even if the end product of what my AI would give, the same end product the AI would give, but so far as the steps are different, you understand? The steps are different. The input in this AI is different from the input in the other AI, even if the results end up being the same, you cannot sue me. But however, when I copy the same steps you have put in your AI, I put it in my own AI, you will sue the hell out of me because it is your idea, it's your patent. You understand? The end results, yes, it's fine, it's going to the same thing, but your own process might be more detailed and comprehensive than mine, even if mine would just hit boom, the nail on the head and give you the straight answer. While your own process will break it down, explain it to you, take it to where you register. Even you can even tell this thing, register it for me. Maybe let's say that's how your own works. Register it for me. This is what I need. Put everything and register. You send everything. It registers it automatically. Then me, I don't even know how to make it register. My own will advise you on how you go about the steps. And then I go and copy you and make my own too to be registering. You can sue me. Because yours, you were the person that came up with an AI that automatically registers you at the trademark. And then because I worked with you, I go ahead and copy that thing and be like, well, now AI not be person. You can't do your this thing. You will sue me for doing that thing because it is your idea, it is your innovation. You brought it up, and I have no rights. But however, I can buy it from you. If I buy it from you, then we sign a contract. You sell it to me. I will not start using it. Even if you are doing ramen legal, I'm doing rain legal. I bought it from you, so I have the right to use it. Even if we end up doing the same thing, somebody can choose to use rain legal or ramen legal and get the same results with the same steps because I bought it from ramen legal. I don't know if I've done justice to that.
Amazing. Awesome. So I really do hope that all the things that we've spoken about today have been very insightful. I know that they have for me because I've learned so much. A few things that I just want to note. First off, Mr. Stephen, Big Step Africa, I have seen your question. However, I think it's a bit outside the scope of what we're discussing today. And so that's the reason why I have not mentioned it out. But what we'll do, I'll send this question as well to Mr. Rain and to some of the other lawyers within our network so that they can give you a more detailed answer. We'll probably reach out to you via email, so you can check out for that. Another thing is that we've posted a link. Now, if you check on the public chat, we posted a link there where you can mark your attendance. So just to help us know everybody that's here and that actually attended this workshop, you can kindly click on that link and then just give us your name and your email address. So we'll be able to send you the certificate for participation for this workshop. And also, if you would like to watch recordings of all these workshops, both the previous one and then this one later on, you can simply go to ramen.legal/workshops. That's the link that you find on the artwork there. And you will find the presentations. When you just scroll a bit down, you'll find the recordings there, so you can always view them at any point in time. And of course, if you haven't yet joined our WhatsApp group, kindly do so because that's where we'll be sharing the slides for the presentation. So kindly make sure that you do that as well. And of course, like I did say earlier, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you're signed up to the Ramen Legal app. It's free. You can sign up today. Either go to our main website and sign up straight from there, or if you're in the ROWE community, there's a special link that we've shared with you that you can sign up there as well, because we have some special perks for those of you in the ROWE community. Okay, so I think that we've spent quite a bit of time today, and it's been a very engaging and interesting workshop. And I really want to thank Mr. Rain, Louis-Kingsley. Thank you so much, sir, for the time that you spent with us and for the insights that you gave us. Of course, if you have more questions, if you have any specific you might have specific cases that you want to talk about that you don't want to discuss in the public forum, you can let us know. You can send an email to community@ramen.legal, and then we'll forward those questions to Mr. Rain and then get the answers to you as well. And of course, this won't be the last time that we engage with him. We'll definitely have a lot more sessions where we can interact with him and ask our questions, and gain more insights from him. So we'll let you know, how to do so later on. Yeah, so in the absence of any further conversation, Mr. Rain, is there anything else you would like to add?
Nothing much. I just want to say thank you to the audience and thank you to the CEO, Ernest. It's really a pleasure speaking with you all, and I actually commend the CEO, Ernest. Thumbs up for creating this platform. It's really a very good gesture. And also, I want to thank the audience. Thank you for spending so much time with us today. I know I spent a lot of time. If you even allow me, I'll even go for that because I love giving examples. So I really appreciate this platform. I appreciate you all, from the CEO down to the audience. I say a very big thank you and have a very beautiful weekend. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and lovely weekend. God bless you.
God bless you too.